What's up, all my producers out there? So this is a big question I've gotten, and that is, what does 303 mean in music? Especially when it comes to electronic music, and more specifically, house and techno and acid house and acid techno. You see the number 303 referred to over and over and over again. So what does it mean? What is it actually referring to? Essentially, in 1982, Roland released the TB 303, which is a piece of hardware and equipment that you could use, and it was designed to simulate bass guitars. So let's say if you want to make a track back in the 80s, and you're like, you know what, I don't know how to play bass guitar, I don't want to hire a bass guitarist, I can just use this piece of hardware and simulate a bass guitar with it. The problem was, though, is that it actually completely flopped. Everybody hated it, and it was discontinued in 1984. And it failing, however, to simulate bass guitars, it actually created this new kind of sound, this weird kind of squelching and chirping sound. And over time, a lot of electronic musicians grew to adopt it and to love it because of this kind of odd, chirpy, sawtooth, square wave type synthesis, and it started to be adopted into house records, into techno records, and it started to be used everywhere. Sometimes even people refer to certain songs, very much so designed from the 303, as just acid or acid techno or acid house. It's very comparable in kind of a unique way to the 808, how the 808 flopped when it was first designed. And I've already done a video about what does 808 mean in music. I've linked this below it in the description if you want to check it out. What's kind of cool both about the TB 303 and the TR808 is that both those pieces of hardware, both those pieces of equipment flopped heavily, but in their failure to make what they originally wanted to simulate, they created and succeeded in making this whole new sound, right? And as we all know, we've all heard 808 kick, 808 snare, 808 bass. 808 arguably is the most famous number in music production and in music in general. But when it comes to 303, it is the most popular number used, referring to house, techno, acid house, all relating back to the failure of the TB303, originally wanting to simulate bass guitars, but in the failure of it, it succeeded in making this amazing, squelchy, chirping, sawtooth, square wave sound that created 303 house, 303 techno, and birthed an amazing style of electronic music.